Hey, good morning. I want to make sure I'm at the right house. Is this the brownish brick one that has the peony sign?
Maybe, yes. I used was it for Memorial Day to go? So,
Yes.
yes, okay, that is the right one. Yes, and there it's right on the corner. There's a big church.
Big church behind it. Okay. Well, this has got to be it. So, yeah, refresh my. Is anybody joining me today, or am I doing this solo?
Jeff is there, and then I believe so. He was wanting actually his sister Michelle to come join. I think she is joining. Then Mitch is the general contractor that hired the subcontractor to put in the fireplace exhaust pipe, which is the project kind of in question. So.
Okay, got it. Yeah. All right. Well, I ring this doorbell, which may not be working. I'll bang on the door instead.
Okay. Yes. Bang on it, and I'm going to text him.
Okay. Thank you very much. And I knocked and I saw somebody in there and nothing.
Hi.
How are you?
Come on in.
Are you Jeff?
Yeah, I was upstairs. I didn't hear you. Kids got me.
Okay, tell me what we're doing today.
All right, so we got a cabinet guy came in. He's putting in a fireplace and a cabinet thing. Mm-hmm. And he wanted to go straight out this wall.
Okay.
I got home and I told him I said you can put out the wall, but you got to get it away from the weight-bearing beam in the middle. And they went right next to the weight-bearing. Like you can even like that. It only bears weight from here to here.
Okay, so
See, this wall holds up the center of the house.
yes.
So this part is a separate thing than this part, right? It's a
So your weight-bearing beam runs across here.
well, it goes to right here, and then the wall holds up the rest.
Okay, yeah. So you've got a header here,
Yeah.
and then you got a load-bearing wall,
And that's adobe and brick. And I think he put it in the worst possible place because that you can see like where the screws are going through the wall. They opened it up.
I will grab my ladder and we'll just take a peek at
Look
things up there.
outside too. And I think it's
Looks
too
like-
close to this window as well, the top of the window. But I was out of town yesterday and they just did it. So I got home last night and I was like, oh man, what did they do?
Yeah, so we've got a header above this window here that he will have notched.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, that's...
It's not good.
All right, I will grab my ladder.
And then once you assess it, if you can come up with a solution, obviously there's always some type of solution. The guy who's doing the cabinet said he has insurance, so hopefully.
So we'll be using it. Yeah.
I don't know. It looks bad to me.
Yeah.
But you can look outside and see how they knocked him. But I expected a 4-inch little hole up higher, clear over to the right, or, like 10 inches to the right. And I was like, that probably won't hurt anything if they just drill a little hole through.
Right.
But they cut like a 12 by 12 hole next to the bolts to go through the brick wall. So one thought is if we insert a metal tube and like spraying concrete. Is there spraying concrete?
Man, I don't know if that'll
Hold.
fill in the hole, but it won't transfer a load.
Okay. Well, you got to figure out how to make it hold load.
Yeah.
You have experience with this type of thing?
Always. I get all the weird stuff.
Okay.
So
So you can go.
how do I get out that way? When I get through that door?
Yeah, here, I'll take you out there.
Okay.
This is Anna. She takes care of my mother-in-law downstairs.
How are you?
My mother-in-law lives downstairs. You have to open both knobs at the same time. Unfortunately, it's a weird old house thing.
Killer doggies.
So the guys already put that big cover on it. You can't see very well,
Mm-hmm.
but you can see it's right over the top of that window. There's a second beam that goes over the stairs. That's much more heavy. That one's holding. See the bolts up there on the right? That's a much heavier weight load.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that got affected by it, but where it's at right now, I might.
Okay.
Trying to see if you can even see the bolts out here. You used to be able to. It looks like they covered up the bolts. So we'll have to pull that thing off, maybe.
Well, I will go grab my ladder and we'll take a closer look.
One thought is for building a deck out here in a few weeks, is maybe put a little pillar, what do you call it, when you
A column, yeah.
column here down to the foundation,
Okay.
and then have our guy who, we have a guy that could install whatever you tell him to do, but have him bring the little beam, that 4-foot beam, through the wall and hold up with the column rather than the wall.
Yeah.
Just go straight through. It would take quite a bit of work, but.
That's an option.
And then we would put a pergola on that column or something over the deck to make it
Yeah.
look like it's intentional.
Yeah. Okay.
That was an idea I had. Or if you have a way to reinforce
I'm thinking,
the mess they made.
I'm thinking, based on what little I've seen thus far, we've just got damage to the header above the window. And maybe we just remove masonry and put a new header in. But we'll see.
Oh, you mean put in like a big stone header or something?
I wouldn't go with stone, but yeah.
Okay. Because these are like, I don't know if they're stone, I guess they're concrete.
Yeah, this masonry here, yeah, we definitely wouldn't be able to match. I guess maybe you could put the header in and then restore the brick.
Oh, that'd be amazing. That'd be best.
Yeah,
If we could
Does
restore
this-
the brick. This brick's very unique.
it is very unique.
These headers, you could match them.
Oh yeah, yeah, we could.
That would still look like the house.
It would. Yeah, that'd be the way to do it. That'd be a good way to do it. All right, I'm going to grab my ladder. Can I get through here?
Yeah, that fence opens.
That goes directly to masonry. So we got this beam, or this header, resting on masonry. You got this masonry resting on nothing.
São de banana com açúcar, sem açúcar.
Shoot. Shoot.
Não, mas ainda vai usar mel. Vai
And then
ficar
we took
chá
out the
com
framing
mel.
for the box. Shoot.
What are you thinking?
So you've got the header here that is resting on masonry, which has been partially, and it's not directly damaged, but you've got all the masonry that provides structural support, at least for the masonry above. And right now you've got the masonry that's above this that is being supported by air.
It's just friction, basically.
Yeah, so you've created a Roman arch, only not a very good one.
Okay.
So we've got to do a header that comes from here to, over here.
That still allows the exhaust to go through somehow.
It'd have to be steel, because what we want, we've got to allow a couple of things to
Core
happen.
header would have to be steel, and then you do the outside just as a visual.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
It'd just be the size of the inside.
yeah, they'd have to squeeze this down a little bit. And so, yeah, I'll design a header that is going to be,
I believe somebody good with this piping can make one that goes from a circle to a wide skinny.
yeah, to an oval.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that'll be a,
Because if you have a beam, maybe you cut the center of the beam into a
5-foot header. So, yeah, what we need is a steel header. I'm going to see if I can do it 4 inches. Because then that gives you the minimum vertical profile that's necessary.
Okay, so
So
then you
that-
could go over the top of it.
Top or the bottom, either one. Well, no, the top, because we don't want to have masonry resting on this guy here.
So it's got to go
So
over
it'd
the
be
top.
the top, yes.
And would you put the header back in the Adobe section, or would it be?
Yeah, it's got to support the brick. So it would be in the same line as the brick here, and then you're still just going to do a fascia sort of.
Do you want your team to install it, or do you need?
No, I'm just an engineer. I don't swing a hammer.
Okay,
I provide the solution.
and then
Somebody else does the what.
okay,
So I can get
I think we
that.
got people that could do it if you get the design.
Sounds like the way you talk, you could probably do it. What do you do for a living?
Movies. I built a lot of tree houses, and
I was sure that you were a contractor. You do movies. That's kind of awesome.
yeah, it's fun. Angel Studios.
Okay.
I don't know if you know Angel
Oh
Studios.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is it Angel that does the Christ one?
The Chosen?
Yes.
Yeah, we have historically. Yeah,
Historically.
Yeah.
That sounds
We
like
started.
not presently.
yeah, they've spun off to a nonprofit.
Everybody around me loves it except for me.
Yeah,
I
it depends on the person.
yeah.
We did Sound of Freedom too. There's a movie in theaters
Yeah,
called Sight right now. One in theaters. this year.
Sight. I haven't seen that one. I did Sound of Freedom.
Yeah, Sight's really good. It's about a Chinese American who escaped communist China and cured blindness in like 2 million kids.
Oh wow,
Yeah, it's really good.
that's cool. Well, awesome. World needs to have more people like you. I've found that the creatives are a lot smarter than us left-brainers.
Well, the header sounds like a solid solution to me.
Yeah. Yeah, and it will be relatively inexpensive. Relatively meaning it could still be $10,000, but at least we're not rebuilding this whole wall.
Yeah.
And
It won't be structurally more sound than it was before they put this hole in.
Então, esse é o
We won't be including it. We're just gonna say-
it'll be equivalent. It'll be slightly better.
Okay. And you're not worried about the screws going in. You're worried about what's above.
Yeah, I'm worried about carrying the masonry because that's heavy.
All of the boards go this way.
Yeah, the
So
joists.
there's not a lot of weight
Right.
on top of the masonry, but the masonry itself is very heavy.
That's correct.
Okay.
So in an earthquake, you don't want all this masonry falling and
Yeah.
obliterating this side of your house.
Yeah.
But in the worst, in that 10.0 earthquake, the worst case scenario is you lose this wall. The rest of it probably stays up.
Yeah,
But-
this wall would probably stay up, and
Yeah.
we put this is like 1/2-inch plywood board all the way down this wall, so that in an earthquake it could only go this way. It can't go
Right.
that way as much.
You work with Scott Lafferty. He runs that Goshen.
Oh yeah, we've worked with him some because we shot some of the Chosen at that Goshen set.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah,
At least he is when he hangs around me.
he's a good guy. Yeah, he's a good guy. And yeah, we've been really grateful that the Chosen helped us. I mean, it was our flagship show for a long time.
Yeah, I thought Jesus was a little light in his loafers. And I thought that what you or somebody did with Matthew was a lot of artistic license.
Yeah,
And then everybody argues with me.
yeah, they all like Matthew a lot.
Do they really?
Yeah, Matthew's like the favorite character.
It shows what I know. But, I get you got to make them colorful and there's not a lot to go on.
Yeah, yeah, you can do a lot more artistic license when there's so little detail.
Yeah.
Okay, so it does need a beam though, or a header, or whatever you call it.
Yeah, and really there's not a lot of difference between a beam and a header. The only difference is a header goes above a window where a beam spans and supports a set of joists.
And you think it'll be 4 inches?
I'm gonna try and make it 4 inches. That's because you need as much vertical space as possible. So I'm gonna try and make it as skinny as possible. It's gonna be a 5-foot header because we've got to make it pretty much all the way to this header here, and then halfway
is the
in.
person that did this header are we gonna have this header extended into the wall to go over the top of that beam or hook into it
No, you can just run this header adjacent
bolts.
to.
to the bolts?
Yeah.
Okay.
We need at least 3 inches of bearing, ideally, 4 to 6, but I don't know if we can get 6. But, just as far as you can up against those bolts. Those bolts, by the way, accomplish next to nothing.
What do you mean?
So those bolts are attached to a brick,
Yeah.
and in an earthquake, as we shake, it's going to be
why-
a brick that resists that load.
Yeah. So do you want to make it to where it can hook into the header? If we're tearing
Yeah.
into that, let's just do them both.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, let's attach to the header.
This is wood, and then it hooks into a brace. I think that's a brace, right? So there's wood beams underneath it that hook into a brace
How in the world did I do
underneath that sheetrock.
Yeah. Yeah, and if
This
you
is
have,
this wouldn't be super hard to redo, I don't think.
let's see, do you have a sheetrock wall here?
No, this is just straight to the old house.
Yeah, straight masonry.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's not surprising given the home is not new. What is it, 1920?
1907, I think.
Okay. Yeah. So we're relying on mortar and gravity to hold the walls together. And yeah, bolts, they're not going to do much. They're just going to tear it up because they're
But
going
we'd have more brick surface area if we have a header.
Yeah, so if you tie in the horizontal brace, which this header would be, yeah, that would give you a lot more stability.
And the header will sit behind the brick or on the Dobie, or will it sit
Yeah, it'll sit
on this
just
side?
inside the sheetrock.
Okay, so it sits in the Adobe side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I considered when I moved in, I considered like trying to reinforce the house for more earthquake stuff. Instead, we just reinforced the center wall and then told our kids, go to the center of the house, like where this wall and this wall connect. To go, if there's an earthquake, you run to the inside of one of those because that's where
If you
the
had
masonry's not going to fall into that space as well.
true, yeah. If you wanted to renovate the home and stiffen it for an earthquake,
It'd be it's like building a house inside a house, right?
wouldn't be that bad. So basically, what you'd be doing is you're going to do what's called shear wall, which is 4x8 sheets of plywood.
Like what we
And
did here.
how's that?
Like what we did here.
Yeah,
These are 4x8 sheets of plywood.
yeah, like this here.
You just put them right onto the masonry.
Yeah.
That's it.
And in the case of where you got masonry here, you really can't attach that. I mean, ideally, you're going to do framing,
Framing, then the 4x8.
yeah, and then the 4x8 sheet. But if you're just stiffening for an earthquake, you could use a construction adhesive. You'd want to use a generous amount because you recognize that.
We could go, you just paste in those walls and then
Yeah,
it would bring it out past the window seals. But
yeah, but you get the idea.
yeah, okay, so that's simple, huh?
Yeah,
Because upstairs, we did redo the upstairs. We didn't really touch this. We redid the upstairs, and I put in spray foam against the top 4 feet of masonry across the entire. So I did 5 inches of spray foam, 6 inches or something,
Okay.
all the way around the top of the masonry.
that's great. It'll definitely improve your insulation.
But it also glues to those bricks, and I read that.
Yeah, it'll somewhat stiffen the house.
Other guys here.
Okay, tell them to come in.
Yeah, it'll stiffen the house somewhat, but you know, if what you want is 100 and what you have is, let's say, 0, that would add maybe 5.
Okay. Because
Whereas,
the bottom is still all.
yeah, because the foam itself isn't that stiff.
Well, they sprayed it in the roof, and they said once that foam's in there, that roof's never, like it doesn't,
It doesn't
it's
shift.
like one big huge sheet now.
One big block.
Yeah, hey Mitch.
Hey, how's it going?
How are you?
Good.
Okay,
Mitch.
so
Garth.
Garth, nice to
So Mitch brought in the contractors that did the stove, and he was out, I was out of town, and they did this mess.
Okay.
So, Mitch, Garth says that we're going to have to put probably a 4-inch header over the top of it
Okay.
in the Adobe side.
Yeah, the masonry side. So what we didn't really mess with this wall, not that much, but we definitely messed with the structural support above this window, the header. And so what I want to do is still allow you to have the vertical space so that you can get this vent out. But we've still got to support the masonry above the window because right now it's being supported by air.
There. That's not really strong.
No. And let me show you,
They cut-
right there, for example.
They cut deep into the window.
Yeah, so that is just a loose hanging brick, and you've got a few of them across there.
Okay.
So what I want to do,
Because a little hole would be fine in masonry, right? It's a huge hole. That's an issue.
we just you got all the masonry above this area, and this is not a snow load bearing wall. The snow load is being carried by these walls here.
Okay.
And so that's helpful, but we still have the load of the masonry above this space that has to be supported. So what I want to do is give you a low profile I-beam, 4 inches,
Okay.
so that you can have both this vent and the header in this space.
Okay.
And then we'll hook the I-beam into.
Yes.
this thing.
Okay.
It's just going to go across top of the window.
Yeah. And would you prefer that I did maybe a box beam? Would that make it easier for you to hook the header in?
Probably, yeah, for the header, but.
Do you know how to do this piece? Or would we need to bring someone in?
I at this point, I prefer to bring somebody in.
Yeah.
You're a
can get
cabinet
it.
guy.
What?
You're the cabinet guy.
Yeah, I just the structural side thing. I much rather just take someone's lead on this.
Joining steel and lumber is not something that most people have ever done.
Yeah.
But once you know how to do it, it's pretty easy. So, yeah, it would be just a bracket on the box beam, just an L-shaped bracket. This side attaches to the box beam, and this side attaches to the header up here.
Okay.
And yeah, you'd be good.
We've got a guy who can do it. The guy who's working outside, Ray,
Right. Okay.
he does structural stuff in houses all the time.
Okay.
He did our whole upstairs
So I can
10 years ago.
reach out to him and talk to him and figure out something too. When I send his number, I can call him up.
He'll probably be here today. But Michelle's also going to be here. Did you meet Michelle?
I have not.
Okay. Okay.
All right, sounds good.
Well, you'll charge us for the design, right?
Right. Yeah, it's all just part of. So the one question I ask now is this going to the city? Do you want a PE stamp on it?
I'd like it to be as if the city would approve it, but I don't
Okay.
really care about.
All right.
They told me in the past when I worked on this house, they're like, if you just improve the house, we just won't.
Give you grief.
Yeah, they're
My
like,
goodness, reasonable people that work for the city.
Lehigh City, they're like, on all these old houses, we don't give anybody grief because we want them restored. And if we jump in, nobody can restore them.
Wow, somebody was thinking.
Yeah, they told me that in person, not in writing.
Okay, well then I'll do the stamp. That means the price tag is $900, and you'll have that report today.
And without the stamp, it's
$700.
oh, it's fine. Please get the stamp. That way, if some city engineer starts bugging me, I can just be like,
There you go.
it's ready.
Yeah.
That's what I told. So when we redid the house, my biggest concern was the stairs. I said there's not enough space in the house to create stairs up the cut. Can't happen. And that's when they were just like, just
Do what you can.
do what you can. We won't look at it.
This is reasonableness that is completely unheard of.
Maybe it's just the person I talked to in the eye. I don't know.
Maybe. Makes sense.
I'm sure one person will change. That's awesome.
Okay, and do I have your email? Probably not, right?
It's Jeffrey. Well, actually, why don't you send it to Mitch?
Yeah. 4 Pines. Oh.
For the
Spelled
digit.
out FOUR.
Okay.
Construction. 4 Pines Construction.
At Gmail.
Perfect. Yep.
Does that look right?
Pines. Perfect.
You want a copy to you too?
Yeah, Jeffrey, JEFFREY .Harmon HARMON @gmail.com. So I think you can keep going because this is almost a side project, right? We just will never light the fireplace until this
That's
is
done. Yeah. The only thing I'm kind of hesitant now is these upper boxes up here. Just until everything's kind of assembled, kind of know where the layout's going to be for that.
Oh, okay.
So we're not making any alterations. But we can 100% continue down this side.
Well, and I think you could go because this is pushed through a fan, right? Over there.
Yep.
So does it matter if it takes a turn or
The
does it have
only
to be a straight shot?
it doesn't have because with the 90 here, they had to put a fan in to make the 90.
Yeah.
And so adding any other turns,
Another fan.
maybe another fan or upgrade a fan or just an extra power to get through that corner. So like you said, everything's doable and fixable, so we can figure something out. It just may have to alter the path or alter the pressure through it.
He's thinking it's you were saying you think it's probably a $10,000 fix.
I'm just throwing numbers out. You're the contractor.
No, that's kind of where I was thinking I was in that range.
Yeah.
So
Just based
whether
off
you
that
want to
seeing
use
it.
insurance or not is up to you, I guess.
Yeah, no, I got the insurance guys number and I just talk about see what we can do. Just, I mean, like you said, the city people, but I'm just insurance. I'm just nervous. There's gonna be some loophole or something they'll say. Just I don't know. I just don't have much faith in insurance guys. So
Well,
We'll
if,
try to.
they'll find some reason or some.
Well, if we
excuse
we might
get
have
out.
to get the city to approve it if there's insurance involved. We will have to get the city to approve it.
No,
So-
reach out before I do anything.
Okay.
it's,
You know.
obviously my loyalty is to you, but if you need me to do language that helps
With
you
insurance.
be more likely to succeed in getting it paid by whoever, then let me know.
Okay,
Okay, yeah. So
that would be awesome. Yeah.
talk to your insurance guys and say, what do I need to get you in order to get my claim?
So here's the way we handle this. I'm going to send you both the report. That doesn't have to be carved in stone. If you need me to add a couple of sentences or change a word or whatever, I'm more than willing to do that. But I would need you to tell me exactly, word for word, what you want me to say,
Okay.
so that I can
insurance company will-
just paste that in and make the insurance company happy.
That'd be awesome. I kind of said I don't have much experience with insurance, so it's
Other
a
than
little.
the reputation.
Yeah, okay. I mean, the few I've had has just been a nightmare, and so I don't know the correct lingo or like why we go about things. But I mean, I will figure it out obviously, and so any direction like
Okay.
that, as far as wording goes, would be
Yeah, maybe I suspect your insurance agent probably can give you some guidance on what he needs to see.
perfect.
And you say the beam will be installed from the inside, not the outside.
Yes.
Okay. And the outside is outside. We're good on the outside part as where the placement is, and
Once the beam's in place, right? We're okay.
Actually, I just lied to you. You can install the beam however the heck you want. It's just I need a result, not a process.
Okay.
okay.
And the beam goes, meaning you're going to cut out some masonry, insert the beam in.
Right. Yeah, but we're supporting the masonry.
Yeah, because you need to get under it, so we got to cut some out.
Right. But whether you come in from the inside or the outside doesn't matter. We're just supporting the masonry.
So then we'll have to cut this back, open this all up,
Yeah,
and work in there. Okay.
I'm guessing that we've already got the cost of fixing it, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah. No. I'm sorry. I'm thinking out loud. I'm not bad.
Lucky, just a moment.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Pleasure. Good meeting you.
Likewise.
I can do cash, check, credit card, PayPal, Venmo.
Whichever you want.
I'm right
Venmo is easy for me.
Okay. You want to text me your Venmo, and I'll send it to you. And if
Sure.
you want, so you said you'll have it this afternoon. Do I pay you when you deliver? Or do I
You'll get it in your email. Generally, I just do payment now because then I can send it to you and I'm done.
Okay. All right. I'll pay for it, and then
Yeah.
we'll just deduct it out of the end,
And then
Yeah.
I mean,
or
just-
do the insurance or
yeah,
whatever.
all insurance, and then figure out with president. And I'll
Well-
let me know where take
Yeah, because maybe it's these guys that got to pay for it.
that's my plan. Is I want to figure out the situation 100%, and then
Really, it should be them.
call and bark at these guys because
Should be them.
It should be them. They're the ones who went and cut a hole without any.
If you want, I can send you a pay request.
Yeah. Uh huh.
So let's do that. What's your?
Here, I'll just type it in.
Okay.
Here you go.
It's not showing me. Let me just run up and grab my phone.
Okay. I'll take my stuff out and be right back in. Yeah, it's not good when you end up getting guys that you thought were knowledgeable and they end up being rookies.
And I mean, I'm to the point where it's not even knowledgeable. It's if you know this beam here, and you've gotten through, and you've seen on the outside, you can see the structure of it. Like I think your first shot should be, hey, this is not ideal. Like, I'm surprised they didn't think twice about this.
Yeah. Yeah, that's disappointing. Okay. This body camera is killing me. It's the shoulder harness keeps sliding, giving you a sideways angle.